Good morning, guys and gals. Froggy here, and I have a pair of boslla high beam lights. These are LED lights. These are four color, well, not four color. They have four modes of light. Very white, something for snow, which is a little bit less bright white, something for fog, which is good morning, guys and gals. Froggy here, and I have a boslla high beam light upgrade for my C6 Corvette. I'm going to put it in that car right there. They make a lot of lights for a lot of cars and trucks, so you have to go online to their website to find if they make one for your car, your truck. This is going to be specific to a C6 Corvette. And the unique thing about these lights, and I'm going to show you in the owner's manual, they have a very bright white. They have a warm yellow, which is like for snowy conditions. They have a straight up yellow, which is like for fog conditions. And they have a warning flash, all in one light. So they are, as far as I know at this point in time, they are unique in offering that. And the way you switch it between those kinds of lights is just using your headlight switch. It's very simple. I am going to make this video more in the how to install it in your car rather than all the bells and whistles and features. And there is another guy who has a good video that has more detail on the bells, whistles, and features. So I'm going to put a link to his video in the comments or the description on my video, so that you can go there and get some more information. So we're gonna put these in the car. First thing I would suggest is a tool like this. You can do it with pliers or a screwdriver, but these are special tools to get these pins out. These pins hold that flap on the inside of your fender, and that flap is what covers where the lights are. This is the low beam, this is the high beam. Now, when I took mine apart, I actually found the cover for the low beam had fallen off and was just laying here, right here. And there were a couple of rocks and stuff here, so when you put these back, make sure the covers are on very secure. That's the high beam. I think I'm going to pull two more pins out. You can try doing it without pulling them all out, but I mean, why would you do that? You can also try just by turning your wheels to the right or to the left on the other side and reaching in and doing that. And if it's really a big deal for you to jack up your car and pull a wheel, then try and do it that way. But trust me, it's a lot easier if you just put the car up on jack stands, jack it up, use some jack stands for safety, and then you can have plenty of room to work, basically. So back onto my workbench. My car is also going to need this device here. Now, this is called a decoder. This is a resistor decoder. And that's just because of the way the wiring is on my C6 Z06 Corvette. You may or may not need this piece, but if you need this piece, you'll know it because you get an error code on your dash board, or the light will strobe it or flicker it, or there'll be radio interference. So if you have any of those issues, get this and put this in line, and then you'll be good to go. So let's start by putting this together. This has a pin on it right there where my thumbnail is, so there's only one way that this can go on. And this goes together. I guess it was just taken apart for shipping convenience. I'm not sure. Or they might use different modules here. But I'm going to put it together. I need two hands. Okay, so we're good on that. Now I'm going to put this piece together here. Need 2 hands. Okay, so we're good on that one, just plugs together. Now this is going to go in and replace the old high beam bulb, and this will plug into the wiring harness of your car. So let's get the old one out. Okay, so I took this all the way off the way I suggested to you. The top of the cover, here's the cover here. The top of it was stuck underneath this. I think this is an adjuster for the aim of the lights, and I think you reach through this hole in the body right there, and there's probably a screw there. I can't really see it right now, but this moves around a little bit, and the top of the cover was stuck under there, so you can just like do that and move it out of the way. So here we go with the old light, H9. Little focus, more focus, more focus. It's an H9. Okay, so we're going to disconnect this wiring harness of the car. I think I'm going to need 2 hands because I think it's got a clip on both sides. Excuse me, I got a little bit out of frame. So I'm going to need 2 hands. Well, actually, take that back. It disconnects right here and here. So let's try pulling that down and that down and that down like that. And there it is. All right, so that's going to go to your wiring of your new bulb. And let's twist this and it's out. There's your old bulb. Let's get the new bulb. Hold on. Make sure you take this glass cover off, as it says in the instructions. It just pulls straight off. Try not to touch any of the LEDs. Keep them clean and without contamination. Well, let's see if this goes in. One of the other nice features about this is once you get it in, you can clock the LEDs if when they project the light out in front of you, it looks like it's a little tilted one way or the other way. You can reach in here and clock it. You can just move this black plastic piece without taking the light out, basically. This is the fan. They suggest that you cut a hole in this flap so that the fan can get plenty of air. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I might do that, but cutting a hole also means you're going to let some debris get in there. So I got to think about that a little bit. I'll let you know. Okay, I'm going to give you Froggy's trick here. And this is why you watch Froggy's Garage and not some of those other channels. You see this red ring here? This is a seal that obviously seals air, moisture, whatever, a lot of stuff, dirt, dust from this housing. Well, the one that comes with the new light is a little bit thicker than the old one, and it makes it really, really, really hard to insert and twist this new bulb in. So what I did is I took the one that comes with the new bulb off, and I took the one that was on the old bulb and I put that on there. They're the same size except for that thickness, and now I can get it in there. You don't want to put wrenches or pliers on this or anything. Shove it in with your strong hand, twist it. Make sure it won't go anymore. Because if you don't lock it in there, it's got 3 tabs. One of them's a wide tab. Over here is the wide tab, so you can't get it wrong. But you've got to make sure you twist it. And what I want you to do is take the old one and practice with the old one a couple of times and make sure that you're twisting it the correct amount. You're twisting it about, I want to say not 45 degrees, but about 30, 35 degrees, maybe 28 degrees. You want to twist it good so it's locked in there. Otherwise, it's going to fall out or it's going to leak or something's not going to be right. So now that's in there good, and I gave you my tip. And the other end just plugs into your car wiring. I'll show you that. And then you have to find a place to secure all the rest of this wiring and electronics. I'll show you how I do it. I'll tell you what I just figured out. If I try to put this old cover back on there, that fan's not going to be able to suck or blow any air at all. And I think it'll overheat. So for now, I'm going to leave this cover off. I'm going to put the low beam back on there. I'm going to leave this cover off, and I'm going to figure out some way. I may have to trim a hole where that little tab is sticking out there. I might have to trim a hole there for the fan to breathe, and maybe put some little covering over that hole that's like a mesh covering or something. But for now, and for temporary, I'm going to leave this part off. I'm going to put that cover back on, but I'm going to leave this part off. You understand why? Because this is a fan. The fan's got to move air. So I plugged it together. Now there is a possibility that you might have to reverse this 180 degrees. Just see how the light comes on. If the light doesn't come on or it doesn't look right, reverse that 180 degrees. Just flip it. So let me secure this electronics and wiring. So here's what I decided to do is the wires and the electronic pieces, they have kind of a natural loop built into them. So I took both of those loops and I looped it over the bulb like that, and I'm going to take some plastic tie wraps and I'm going to tie one over there to hold it up there, and I'll probably just tie these three together with a wrap. I'll show you. Okay, so I tied it there, up against that adjuster screw, and there, just so that it doesn't have a way to rattle around very much. Now you might find a better way to tie it, and if you do, I wish you would post a description or a picture or video on this video and tell us all a better way to do it if you can. I'm going to cut these tails off. I just left it there so you could see where they all went. And I'm in a big rush right now, so I'm going to just cover this back up. And two things. In a different video, I'm going to show you how I cut a hole on this so that that fan can breathe. And then I'll show you if I come up with a little bit better way of routing those wires. Okay? So that's the driver's side. I'm not going to show you the passenger side because it's just rinse and repeat. Give me a thumbs up or a like if this helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy. Be safe, have fun. Click on the bell if you want notifications. Froggy out. Bye-bye. Stay tuned. I'm probably going to be following up. Actually, I may follow up with another video on the passenger side and maybe a little bit different options. Okay? See ya. Bye. So I did have to flip 180 degrees, that one connection that I showed you already. So here's the high beams. The passenger side has the original yellowy, brownish high beam, and that's the white one on the new boslla. Let me see if I can get a different mode. Okay, that's snow mode. All right. That is fog mode, and you can obviously see the yellowish tint. That's fog mode. And that is your emergency or strobe mode. So everything's working 100%. Woohoo! Froggy's happy. I will try to get you some night pictures. I don't promise it 100%, but I'll try. Okay? Be safe. Have fun. Froggy out. Okay, so this is the parking lot at my gym, and I'm going to show you the lights at night. Remember, I've only got one side installed, obviously. So I aimed at about 200 feet at that There's a tree like kind of dead center, and there's a building to the left that's further off by another 50 feet or so. So let's get out, and right now I've got the high beam on, and let's see, I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm not sure really what this is going to end up looking like on your computer screen, but on the passenger side is the original high beam, which is a halogen, I believe, and the LEDs on the right, you can see they're whiter, and then it's a two bulb, high beam, low beam. If I get up close and get on top there, you can see inside is the high beam and the outside is the low beam, and then there's a turn signal. So let's go to the next color. And this is what they say is like for snow. Definitely there's a change, and to me it's kind of very similar to the original equipment high beam, only it's got a little more yellow tint, and the original equipment's got more of a brown tint. Now we'll go to the one that is supposed to be for fog. Well, I missed the one that's for fog. This is going to be the one that's flashing. So that's like emergency flashing, yellow. I'll go back to the one that's for fog. There, this should be the one that's for fog. And up close from the side, you can see it's very yellow and much reduced brightness. So there you go. I will maybe try to do one of me driving down the road, but only if I can find a dark road. There's really no point in me showing you the light driving down the road if it's a bright road. So we'll see about that. This is actually not too bad, and that is maybe 1/8 of a mile, maybe a little short of 1/8 of a mile. So I'll just show you now. This is the brightest mode. That's with low beams. That's with high beam, but just one of them is installed. Low, high. You can see it lights up. Oh, okay. I'm switching it through the modes. Sorry. Low, high. There. You can see it lights up way down to that stop sign. See it on the right. It just looks bright, but that's a stop sign with a street sign on top of it. There. If you pause long enough, it goes back to bright. If you go in between a short pause, it goes through the different modes. And if you're just turning them on for the first time of the day, it'll be in the brightest mode. Okay, so that's it. Give me a thumbs up if you like. Subscribe if you want more from Froggy. Be safe, have fun. Froggy out, bye-bye.